Don't say anything we don't want everybody to know.
Ha ha.
Good morning. How is everybody? Good.
Phil, Janice Lynch, welcome to the Divine Fellowship. Glad you're here.
Yes. Someone dropped off a little joke book for me.
Oh, good Lord.
I know. And it's clean jokes, so I'm not sure what that insinuation is all about. But despite not having brains, gives hope to many people. And then these pictures of skeletons. Okay, white, black, straight, gay, pirate with one leg.
Arg.
Arg, 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 arg. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
George and John.
Actually, I wanted to, real briefly, since that was Eric Clapton, Change the World, from 1996, 30 years ago. Amazing, huh? 1996, 30 years ago. Amazing, huh?
Do you know that was one of the motivational songs for starting the church?
I forgot.
Yeah.
Any of you have been following the Buddhist monks that are traveling 2,300 miles from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C., and it's peace. That's all it is. But it's pretty moving. So if you get a chance, last night, I don't normally subscribe to much of anything online. Just because I don't. The monks that was driving it totaled everything. He was in the hospital, and somebody donated a vehicle to them so they could continue. So it's pretty wonderful. Pretty wonderful. So I would urge you to subscribe, or at least just tune in. Anyway, patron saints, John Lennon. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but
You are.
I'm not the only one.
No, you're not.
I hope so.
We're having some internet issues.
Are we?
Yep.
I
Is
got
it-
a notice that Spectrum wasn't working. You have Spectrum?
Yeah?
Spectrum is down into.
Oh well.
If somebody knows
This may or may not
what
be getting
else
out.
we can do.
So, no bird soar too high if he or she soars with their own wings. He or she soars with their own wings. We do not see nature with our eyes, but with our understanding. I like that, actually. I really do. To do great work, a man or woman must be very idle as well as very industrious. Focus.
Balance.
And here are two quotes from Leonardo da Vinci. It is easier to resist at the beginning than the end.
Yeah.
And vows begin when hope dies.
Depends on the vow, I suppose.
I would agree. The world's least populated country is? Stay clean. They shower. You're right. You got it. What does an astronaut wear to bed? Space jammies. What did the astronomer see at the center of Jupiter? An eye. And this one I really like. What's the difference between E.T. and a teenager?
E.T. phones home.
That's right.
We had a
E.T.
teenager.
actually
I knew
phones
that
home.
one.
That's good.
Excuse me.
Although you don't like to get the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning, did we?
No, we didn't. So, yesterday, Phil and I were at breakfast. I want you here for a minute. And I was telling him about one of the ministers that I see. His name is Brian Trent. He's got this big long beard. He's quite the character. And he was saying something about somebody challenged that, or said that ministers can come up with a message in 10 minutes or 10 minutes flat. And he said, less than that. Grabbed a bag of Cheetos. He said, let's talk about Cheetos and how Cheetos apply spiritually. And when you eat Cheetos and they're really good, and then it leaves evidence on your hands that you've been in the Word. Anyway, so it was really, really funny. We laughed about that.
So,
So Phil takes the jelly packet from
orange marmalade.
Orange Marmalade, throws it on the table and says, "Go." And I said, "Jesus is my jam." And then on the way home, I remembered the Bible verse that said, I'm thinking, "Taste the Lord and see that He is good." And I thought, well, that'd be a good message. And then when we got home, there was a message from Carrie, who is supposed to speak today. She's got that creeping crud stuff, so she was hoping she'd be here, but she didn't quite make it. So anyway, we're gonna be jamming today. We be jamming. Anyway, I thought that was funny.
It was funny.
I listened to that guy. I listened to can't remember what his first name is. He's
Reverend something.
Korean. YOO. He's kind of fun. And then there's a thing called Faith Labs. I really like that guy. He does artwork. That's really, really nice. But he goes into the words and their original meanings and how they apply. And then there's another guy, I can't remember his name. He really talks about context and all of that stuff. Because I think just reading the book is hard. It's hard work. I don't know if you've tried it or not. I have done it. It's just grueling sometimes because it's full of stuff that has nothing to do with us.
No context.
And if we don't have the context, we don't have the historical context, it just gets all blurry. And so the bottom line is, and so some of us are coming from a place of post-traumatic church syndrome. Anybody else besides me have that? Yeah. And
I'm a recovering Catholic.
Lost my train of thought.
Yes, you did. Drum. Something before drum.
Okay, moving on. I think, so we're going to talk about today and how to make that happen. What happened, and it was how I viewed it was a vision, and where I had an interaction with Jesus as the shepherd, and it was just totally different than anything I'd ever experienced. And for the first time in all of my spiritual life, I experienced Jesus as this loving presence. And I had Phil read it, because if I read it, I cry ugly, sob. It's just, I can't get words out. So he read it, and then I talked a little bit about it. I'll try to leave a link on the program here, if it actually records.
It came back.
It came back.
Yep. So
hi,
we're back.
All of that to say that we get to change our minds about our spirituality. We get to choose differently as we go along. We get to learn different stuff. If we're not learning stuff, we're just defending a false belief. Mm-hmm. If you're not questioning, stop and think about it.
I used to love the apostle. Well, I still do love the apostle Thomas. Doubting Thomas.
He questioned.
He just questioned everything, and so
Why
do
not?
I.
Why not? We need to. We need to do that.
We need to do that.
So, I want us to talk about. I think I'm done with you. Okay.
I suspected that, but I hadn't been released yet, so I was just hanging around.
Thank you. Good. Applause for Phil. So, I want to read that verse. Psalms 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. How blessed is the man or woman who takes refuge in him. And we can't take refuge in him when we perceive divine source as this horrific shame, blame factory. Can we? So how do we do that? How do we receive that? And I think that's a challenge. I think that's really, really hard. So I want to tell you about a second vision that I had way down the road. I can't even remember when, because it was so profound I don't remember any of the circumstances around it. But I remember this one. You know, taste and see that the Lord is good. I also remember, and I was working on this one. This is from Ephesians chapter 3. We have spirit in our inner being. We do. so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, and that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ, which surpasses knowledge. We can't even comprehend it. That you may be filled up to all the fullness of God. And then it goes on to say, now to him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly beyond what we can ask or think, according to the power that works within us. So remember, the Holy Spirit, Christ works within us. There's that power. To him be the glory in the church and in Christ Jesus to all generations, forever and ever. Wow, way cool. Anything we can think or ask. Now, here's the snag. Psalms 37:4. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Doesn't say he's going to give us what we want. Thank goodness. Have you ever wanted something and then come to find out, oh, thank goodness that never happened. But the desires of our heart, oh my gosh. So here's where I was really working on myself about, what's my heart desire? Half the time I didn't know. I didn't know what my heart desired. My brain kept wanting me to do perfect so I didn't fall under judgment, so I didn't get punished. My brain wanted me to be safe, but what did my heart want? Remember we were talking last week about the spiritual gifts and having wisdom and knowledge and encouragement, all of those spiritual gifts. And as a result, then the fruit of the Spirit grew within us, and we could have love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, humility, and self-control. And I probably got that wrong, but I'm pretty close. So all of that to say, I was really looking at my own heart. Because it doesn't matter what anybody else is doing on their spiritual path. And people walk their spiritual path, and sometimes people walking their spiritual path can be really hateful and ugly. And that's where the post-traumatic church syndrome stuff rolls in. But why? Not coming from their heart. They're coming from fear. And as I recognized that, I was zipped into a vision. And it was scary. It was a scary vision. And I saw the throne of my heart. It was like this cathedral, and there was a throne, and on the throne was this scary God. And I recognized that's not God. That's the false god of fear ruling my life. And how can I follow my heart when it's being ruled by fear? I thought, I got to do something about that. It was scary. But I dethroned the false god of fear. Told him, get off the throne, get out. Oh my gosh, lightning bolts and thunder and storming and anger, and it was horrible. And I thought, oh, I'm going to hell for sure for that one. And it was this empty throne. I thought, oh man, what have I done? I don't know what I've done. And then all of a sudden, it was filled with that presence again, that loving presence. And I started to fall down on my knees and worship this presence. And I said, no, come here. And the throne got bigger, and we sat together. And he said, you do your part, and I'll do my part. And he said, my part is to encourage, inspire, guide, increase your wisdom, and bless you. And your part, my part, our part, is to choose and take action. Choose and take action. Holy cow. Holy cow. Do you know that other than food and water, the next gift, before God even gave humanity clothing, he gave them the power of choice. The power of choice. And if we choose from a place of fear, From following that false god of fear, what are we going to choose? We're going to choose to make everybody else okay, make everybody else happy. We're going to choose to minimize ourselves, or they're working on it. And you can recognize, you're with me. You know how hard that is to throw that off the throne of your heart and to choose for yourself every day, to choose to walk in the sacred path, right? Right? That's what you do. But what about the false god of bitterness? That person wronged me, I have to be bitter. No, be better. Let go of the bitterness. We don't have to be bitter. Sometimes we think we have to be bitter because that bitterness punishes the person, or we don't want to let them off the